welcome to your class today. We'll be focusing on the psoas, a little bit of strengthening, a little bit of opening. Recommended props would be 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks, anything that is, about this height, so maybe 6 inches, it could be a little lower. I suggest typically grabbing a bathroom trash can. They tend to be smaller, and again, if it's bigger, that's fine too. Just a nice way to bring the floor to you, to have some extra support. Also grabbing a blanket or a towel, and we won't use it till the end of class, so you can fold it up and just place it off to the side. Another recommendation for class is setting your mat up horizontally to this video. So basically having your mat mirroring my mat versus perpendicular. A lot of times we'll have the long ways of your mat intersecting with my long ways, and so we want to go almost side by side. I hope that makes sense. So your mat looking like this here, watching me. I will be cueing to mirror you, because a lot of this will be kind of going back and forth on one side of our mat, and I'll face you the whole time for that. Once you grab your props, once you set up everything, meet me lying down on your back, legs straight. Rest your palms just below your belly button, between your hips. And take a few full inhales, expanding through your belly and chest, then releasing chest to belly. Breathe in, belly expands, chest expands. Slowly exhale, chest releases, belly releases. Continue these full breaths, filling up like a water bottle, then emptying out. Slowing down each consecutive exhale and looking to find inhales and exhales through your nose. Let's take one last deep inhale through our nose. And this time on your exhale, open mouth, let it go. Now eyes can stay closed or you can open for some guidance. Bringing your ankles to hips width, flexing your feet. You're going to place both palms on your hip points, so the bones that face up towards the ceiling on your pelvis. And first, lifting your right leg, notice what happens to your pelvis when you just naturally lift your right leg an inch. Notice how your left pelvis tilts up, right hip comes down. Good, release your right heel, and then lifting your left heel an inch or two, notice how your right pelvis lifts up, left tilts down. And then releasing your left heel to the ground. Place your palms back between your hip points, just below your belly button. Breathe in, expand your belly. And then as you breathe out, draw your lower belly in as tight as you can. Feel a cinching between your hips. So imagining your hip points are drawing together towards each other. You can feel that tightness in the lower belly. And as you take this, honor the natural curve through your lower back. So just your sacrum, the flat bone above your tailbone, is pushing into the floor. And then the back of your ribs. Continue to draw your lower belly in. Again, you might push your sacrum down even more to allow yourself to continue this engagement. Your breath might be traveling just into your chest and upper abdomen so that you continue drawing your lower belly towards your spine. Nice, and release. You can let your toes fall wide for a moment. This time bringing palms back to the front of your hip points. Toes towards the ceiling so feet are flexed. Bringing your right palm into the floor. You're going to push into your right hip. So right hip pushes down towards the floor, palm pushes down, and now lift your left heel an inch or two. So left palm stays on your left hip. I want you to find a way to level out your pelvis. So the engagement we just took of our transverse abs, lower belly drawing in, will give you some of this support. And then drawing your right hip or right glute against the floor. Good. Continue to lift, breathe. Notice how this lift is coming from your core instead of your psoas, right? So your leg isn't lifting because we're keeping the pelvis even. Nice. One more inhale. And then exhale, release. Moving to the opposite side, right palm on your right hip, left palm faces down by your side. Now first push your left buttock into the floor, maybe push into your left palm. When you feel ready, then lifting your right heel an inch or two, keeping your pelvis even. So you even take a look. This means lower belly draws in, stays engaged. Continue to breathe. We're going to hold it here. If you need to take a break, release, come back to it. Keeping the hip points even. Keeping the belly drawing in. Left glute pushes into your mat to stay even. Nice. One more inhale. And then exhale, release. And from here, right knee draws into your chest. Give a little squeeze, a hug. And then bringing your right knee above your right hip. So leg makes a 90 degrees. Right hand behind your right thigh. Left hand behind your head. Left elbow out to the left. You're going to take a crunch. So drawing your chest up towards your right knee. Watch if your lower belly puffs. If it does, draw it back in. Maybe lift your chest even more. Use this from your core as opposed to your right hand behind your thigh. You can stay here or lift your left leg for the extra challenge. Notice what happens to lower belly. Do you need to draw it back in and find your breath? One more inhale. And then exhale, release your left foot, release your back to the floor, right knee back into your chest, and then take some circles through your right hip, maybe some half circles in both directions. And then right leg extends long to the floor, left knee into your chest, give a little squeeze, a hug. And then left knee makes its way above your left hip, 90-degree angle. Left hand behind your left thigh, right hand behind your skull, right elbow out to the right. Taking a crunch, so chest lifts towards your left knee, readjust, belly draws in. Maybe lift a little bit higher. You can stay here or take the extra challenge, lifting your right leg. Come back to your breath. Come back to drawing belly in. And your breath might not be as deep as it normally is. That's okay. We want to think belly draws towards the floor. Good. One more inhale. And then exhale, release right heel, release back to the floor, left knee into the chest, and then taking these half circles. Left leg extends long, then both knees into the chest. Take some rocks long ways on your spine. And then one of these rocks can bring you up to seated, otherwise rolling off to one side, supporting yourself up to seated. We'll take a variation through our cat-cow. I'll walk us through a little bit slower for the first round. It's going to be a little more dynamic than a normal cat-cow. Toes stay tucked this whole time. Inhale, lower your belly, lift your chest, lift your tailbone. Then as you exhale, finding your cat, center of your spine towards the ceiling, but still on your exhale, hips to your heels, child's pose. Now inhale into a high plank, shoulders move forward, knees lift, so shoulders might go past your wrists. Then exhale into your down dog, hips high. You can have a little bend in your knees for support. Inhale, knees lower, taking your cow, belly lowers, chest lifts. Long exhale to your cat and child's pose, hips back. Inhale to high plank. You can always take it supported, knees stay on the ground, otherwise knees lift. Exhale, hips to the sky, down dog. Let's take 4 more rounds of this. Inhale, knees lower, belly lowers, chest lifts. Exhale, round through your cat into child's pose, hips back. Inhale, shoulders shift forward, high plank, knees lift. Exhale, down dog, hips high. Breathe in, finding belly lower, chest and tailbone lift. Exhale, rounding through hips to heels. Inhale, high plank or knees supported plank. Exhale, down dog. One more time. Inhale, knees lower. Finding your cow. Exhale, rounding through cat, hips to heels. Inhale, high plank or supported plank. Exhale, the down dog. And in your down dog, take a few pedals of the feet, waking up the back of your legs a little more, waking up your hamstrings. And keeping your triceps, your outer arms rotating towards your mat. A little weight shifts into your thumb and forefinger. Next, inhale, shift forward to high plank or knees to the floor in your plank. Take a breath, find some strength. Then next, inhale, shoulder shift past your wrists. Exhale to your belly or knees to your belly, elbows staying tight. Inhale, low cobra, heart shines through. Exhale, release chest, toes tuck. Inhale to plank or knees to plank. Exhale to down dog. One more of these. Inhale to high plank this time. Shoulders move past your wrists, knees to the floor for support. Exhale to belly, elbows staying tight. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, chest release, toes tuck. Inhale, up to plank or knees to plank. Exhale to down dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, step through for a low lunge. Back knee stays lifted. Grab your blocks to frame the front of your mat. We're going to move into a cat-cow through our lunges. Inhale, back knee lowers slightly. Chest lifts and pulls through your shoulders. So hips lower slightly. Now on your exhale, lift your hips back, straightening your front leg. Stay high on your back toes, a micro bend in your front knee. And moving a little faster. Inhale, hips lower, chest lifts. So imagining our cow form. Then exhale, rounding through the spine, straightening through your front leg. Inhale, lowering back knee and hip slightly, chest lifts. Then exhale, straightening your front leg, rounding. One more time, inhale, bend into your front knee. Lower the back knee, heart shines through. Then exhale, straightening your front leg, rounding through. This time, inhale into low lunge. Then exhale, release your back knee, untuck your toes. Inhale, biceps by your ears. And you can stay here, or you can come up to crescent, tucking your back toes. Inhale, up to crescent lunge, back knee lifts. And one more inhale. Then all of us, wherever you are, exhale, palms to the floor, step back to plank, and take your choice of flow or transition. So you can lower halfway chaturanga or knees to your belly. Inhale through an up dog or low cobra. And then exhale, meeting back and down dog. You can always skip the flows, take a child's pose, go straight to down dog or a high plank. Your choice. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step through for low lunge. Back knee will stay lifted, hands to the blocks. So moving through our lunge cat-cows. Inhale, back knee lower slightly, hips lower. You're going to draw your shoulder blades back, belly draws in. Then exhale, straighten through your front leg. Stay high on your back toes. Right hip draws back, micro bend in the front knee. Moving a little faster through this. Inhale, hips and back knee lowers, heart shines through. Then exhale, straightening front leg, rounding through the spine. Again, inhale, bend into front knee, hips lower, shoulder blades together. Exhale, front leg straightens, rounding. One more time. Inhale, hips lower slightly, shoulder blades together. Then exhale, straightening front leg. This time, inhale, bend into your front knee. Exhale, release your back knee for low lunge, knee to the floor. And inhale, biceps can come up by your ears. Now you can stay here or take the extra challenge up to crescent lunge. You're going to tuck your back toes and inhale, lift to crescent. And one more inhale. Then exhale, palms to the floor. Step back to plank and moving through your flow. Halfway chaturanga on your exhale or knees to belly. Inhale through low cobra or up dog. Exhale will bring you back to down dog. Always the option to skip it. And bottom of your next exhale, heels lift, knees bend, peek forward. Step, hop, float, walk in front of your mat. Inhale, reach for the sky, up to stand. Exhale, fold through. Now I'm going to mirror you here, so I'll be facing you on this. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, left foot steps back for crescent lunge. Back knee is lifted. Inhale, up to crescent. If you're losing your balance, front foot comes a little bit wider. Once you feel your roots, move right into the fire. Next, exhale, airplane arms, chest lower slightly, palms face down, shoulder blades squeeze. Inhale, reach forward. Then exhale, warrior three, balancing on your right foot as you lift your back leg. Here the blocks are nice to take with you for a little more stability. Left hip lowers to meet right, belly lifts. Think extended leg or lifted leg, just as firm as standing leg. And breathe. Next, exhale, standing split, hands towards the floor on your blocks. Left leg reaches high, a little bend in your standing knee. Inhale, Jiva squat, left knee behind right. Then exhale, opening standing split, left leg high. Inhale down to a ball. Exhale, open. Last time, Jiva squat. Exhale, open. Breathe in. Then exhale, left foot steps back for warrior two. Drop your back heel, left toes to the left side of your mat. Inhale up to warrior two. Next, inhale, straighten through your front leg for triangle trikonasana. As you breathe out, reach forward as far as you can. Now block underneath the right hand or hand to your shin, ankle. Let's keep it off of the knee. A micro bend in the front knee. Left waistline pinches, so you get a little more length on your right side. And gaze wherever's comfortable. Inhale up to warrior two, bending to your front knee. Wimble your arms up to parallel to the floor. Tailbone draws down slightly if you like to pop the booty. Think front knee towards the outer edge of your front toe, pinky toe. Next, inhale, taking it to star. Exhale, sitting back into goddess. Inhale, legs straight and feet parallel. Exhale, fold through Prasarita. Make sure the outsides of your feet are parallel, so heels might feel like they're out from your toes. Inhale, lengthen your spine, lift your chest halfway. Maybe shift a little weight to the front of your feet. Then exhale, fold. And you're going to yogi crawl to the back of your mat, so towards your left foot. Left toe shift to the short end of your mat. Back heel, your right heel will lift. Right knee releases to the floor. And then from here, your left hand can grab your right foot, or you're going to draw your right heel towards your booty. If you can't reach it, just bring your left hand to your lower back. Then releasing your right foot back to the floor, toes tucked, both palms to the floor. Step back to plank. And then take your choice of flow, meeting in or down dog. And walk your hands to your feet at the back of your mat. You're going to grab a block and just toss it to the front of or the back of your mat so you have it for you there. And then from there, walking back to your down dog. Take a deep inhale. And then bottom of your exhale, heels lift, knees bend, step, hop, foot walk the new front of your mat. Inhale, reach for the sky up to stand. Exhale, fold through. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor. Right foot steps back for crescent lunge. So stay on the ball of your back foot, back knee lifted. Find your stability, inhale up to crescent. Moving into our fire. Exhale, airplane arms, chest lower, palms down, pinkies in, shoulder blades squeeze. Breathe in, reach forward. Breathe out, taking your warrior three. So using that block you brought with you if you need it. Balancing on left foot, right leg is engaged. Think about your right foot pushing against a wall almost. Belly lifting. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, taking your standing split. Right leg towards the sky, a little bend in the left knee. Inhale, right knee behind left, Juva squat. Exhale, open standing split. Inhale down to your ball. Exhale, standing split. One more time, right behind left. Exhale to open. Breathe in. Then as you breathe out, right foot steps back, warrior two, drop your back heel, set your feet. Inhale up to warrior two for transition. Next, inhale, straightening your left leg, taking your Trikonasana, triangle pose. Left fingers reach forward, coming to a block, your shin, ankle. Right fingers to the sky. Gaze wherever your neck is comfortable. And finding the length on both side bodies. So left side just as long as the right. Inhale, warrior two, bend into your front knee. Hands are parallel to the floor, broad chest, belly draws in. Inhale to goddess, so heels in, toes wide, knees bend. And inhale, legs straight, feet parallel, so 11s with the outsides of your feet. Exhale, fold Prasarita. Breathe in, lift and lengthen. Breathe out, fold. And yogi crawl into the original front of your mat. So towards your right toes shift towards the original front of your mat. Back heel lifts. And then from here, releasing your left knee to the floor. Right hand might reach back and find your left toes or foot. Again, if you can't reach it, go ahead and continue to bring your left heel towards your glute. Right hand to your lower back. Continue to draw belly towards spine. So we're protecting this back bend, protecting this twist. And releasing your left foot to the floor, toes tuck, step back to plank, and take your choice of transition, your flow. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step through for warrior two with your right foot. So back heel drops to the floor. Inhale up to warrior two. Exhale, adjust your alignment. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Right fingers reach forward as far as you can. Right elbow, right thigh. Left bicep by your ear. Find this rotation through your left armpit, little cave. Tricep is rotating towards the computer or towards the left side of your mat where your gaze is. This time we'll inhale through star, so heels in, toes wide. We're gonna exhale into goddess, knees will bend. Extra challenge, lift the heels. One more inhale. And exhale, release your heels, legs straighten as you breathe in. And then exhale, bending into the left knee, halfway Skandasana. Inhale through center. And exhale, bending into the right knee, half Skandasana and a little pulse here. So lift an inch, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. Inhale through center, exhale, full Skandasana into left knee. So you can always lift your left heel, you can lift your right toes, you can use a block to bring the floor to you. And inhale back through center. Then exhale, warrior two to the back of your mat. Left toe shift back. Inhale, reverse. Then exhale, hands windmill to the floor. Lift your back heel, and then taking a twist, left fingers towards the sky. Once you open your chest towards your left leg, lift your right hip as you lift your lower belly. Good, then lower your left hip and maybe allow your lifted fingers, your left fingers to draw back. So notice a little bit of a different twist area through your spine as you lift and lower your right pelvis. And then find your sweet spot for a moment. And one more inhale. And exhale, releasing your left palm to the ground. Step back to plank. Take your choice of flow, skip your flow. Meet back and down dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step through for warrior two. Inhale, up to warrior two. Exhale, adjust your alignment. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Then exhale, extended side angle, reaching your left fingers as far forward as you can. Left elbow, left thigh, right bicep by your ear. Rotation through the right shoulder, so pinky towards me and then down. Once you find the rotation through your shoulder, you can draw your right shoulder blade back and a little more space through your waistline. Inhale, star heels in, toes wide. Exhale into goddess, knees bend. Extra challenge, lift the heels. Extra challenge from here, lift and lower the hips. Woo! And next, exhale, release heels. Breathe in. And then as you breathe out, half skandasana into the right knee. So just a side squat into the right knee. Inhale through center. Exhale, half skandasana in left knee and pulse here. 1, 2, 3. Last lower, lift through center. Exhale, full skandasana into the right knee. Bringing the floor to you, lifting your left toes, lifting your right heel if you need to. Inhale, goddess. And then on your exhale, warrior two. Breathe in, reverse. As you breathe out, hands windmill to the ground, lifting your back heel and taking your twists. Left hand to the floor, right fingers towards the ceiling. First, lift your left hip. Notice where the twist is in your spine as you continue to engage your lower belly. Exploring this twist a little different. Lower your left hip. Keep your right hip drawing in towards your center line. Right fingers might draw back behind you. Feel a little more in your upper spine. And then playing around, lifting and lowering your left pelvis. Then find your sweet spot for another breath. And then exhale, right palm to the floor, step back to plank, and take one last flow, one last transition, and we'll meet in a child's pose. And when you're ready, palms by your knees to support yourself up to seated. If you're on a slip floor, a hardwood floor, or a tile floor, you can use your blanket for frog. You're going to fold your blanket about this width so your entire right leg can go on it. The key for frogs, I'll walk us through the sliding one and then I'll walk us through if you're on carpet, is going to have 90 degrees through your ankle, through your knee to your thigh, thigh to your hips. Our tendency is for hips to come back. So just making sure really that your hip is in line with your knee. Palms underneath you, you're going to gently slide your right knee out to the right. Take a peek at both legs, your hips. Come down to your forearms. You can rest your head on a block. Or maybe you're open enough that you can release your belly or your chest to the floor. Wherever you take this, lower belly draws in. So the further you sink in, the more that you want to make sure your lower back is supported. If you don't have a sick floor, we're going to just go ahead and walk our knees wide. So having toes tucked, and one at a time, bringing your knees wider and wider until they feel wide enough, and then lining up your ankles with your knees. Get both feet flexed, so 90 degrees through our ankles. Once you feel like they're wide enough, make sure hips are in line with knees, and again, forearms, head to a block, belly supporting the spine. Now, whichever variation you're in, to come out of it, we're going to army crawl out. Army crawl forward so much until your hips lower to the ground. And from there, legs come together and just gently roll back onto your mat. Once you find your way back onto your mat, taking a bridge pose, soles of your feet hips width, outsides of your feet parallel. Maybe your fingertips graze your heels. That kind of helps with the distance. And then on your next inhale, lifting your hips, pushing into both feet equally, all four corners of both feet. Extra option is wiggle the shoulder blades together, maybe interlace the fingers. Inner thighs draw towards each other. Think about keeping your knees parallel with your hips. You might push into your feet, lift the hips a little more. Glutes are squeezing. Again, you should feel a little fire in the back of your legs. If you're not, think about pushing into your feet. Next inhale, wiggle out your shoulders, release your interlacing. Exhale, hips to the floor. Feet the width of your mat, knees fall into each other, let your back reset. And then from here, windshield wipe your knees from side to side. Let them lower to the right side. For the extra, if it feels okay on your hip and your knee, right ankle on left thigh. And right ankle releases from your thigh. Keep your feet wide, both knees windmill over to the left. And same thing, if on this side it feels okay, left ankle on right thigh. Think of it kind of as a pinwheel. And then left ankle releases from your right thigh. Bring both knees back to center, and then bring your knees wide into your side ribs. And bring soles of the feet together if you can. If not, just bring them towards each other. So knees will go wide of your hips, feet towards each other. And then slowly draw your knees away from your body, but seeing if you can keep your feet facing each other. And knees back towards your chest. Give your lower back a little massage, maybe half circles with both knees or figure eights. A few rocks side to side, kind of getting into the meaty parts of your lower back. And meeting back to center, squeezing into a tight ball, feet flexed. Draw your forehead towards your knees. Give yourself a great big hug. Take an inhale, squeeze tighter, and think of something you're grateful for about yourself. And squeeze that into your body. Let it fill every muscle, every cell. Believe in this, in the power of the squeeze. One more inhale. And then exhale, release into Shavasana. Letting yourself fully rest. Letting go of the effort in your breath. Notice the feeling of effort into effortless. Letting the sensations through your body evolve and change as you let go even more into restoration. Let yourself feel heavy and relaxed. Give yourself to this feeling. Give yourself to this moment of ease. Whether it's one of many or the only moment of ease you might experience today. Allow yourself to experience it. And you can continue resting here for as long as you'd like. Otherwise, begin to find some movement in the fingers and toes as you deepen your breathing. Give yourself a nice stretch. Arms can go overhead, legs long, pulling like taffy on the body. And knees bend, gently rolling to one side. And take a moment here to absorb your efforts from the practice. And supporting yourself up to seated, eyes closed, hands to heart center. So often we don't find gratitude for ourselves. We might look for it in others, but we rarely celebrate ourselves. We rarely offer ourselves some moments of ease. So this is a reminder that you deserve it. You deserve the celebration and you deserve these moments of ease. May your body be strong, your mind open, and your heart always, always full. Namaste.